Angel Reese says, an Angel's dream. Of course, she's not going to miss Chicago because she hates her teammates. We all know that. We found that out last year when she drowned them all like baby kittens in a tote sack viciously when she drowned her teammates last year. And I'm sorry for the visual, but I'm just keeping it real. So trade summary per Annie Constable. Atlanta Dream get Angel Reese and a 2028 second round pick swap.
The Atlanta Dream made a bold move, acquiring Angel Reese along with a 2028 second round pick swap. The expectation? A surge in hype, ticket sales, and merchandise flying off the shelves. But instead, something unexpected is unfolding. The jerseys aren't moving, fan frustration is building, and the backlash is growing louder by the hour. What was meant to be a superstar arrival is quickly turning into a wave of public skepticism. So why aren't fans buying in? And what does this early reaction reveal about Reese's future in Atlanta before she's even stepped on the court?
Angel Reese! In the headlines, the main story in the headlines for the first time since she was following a certain somebody around doing the John Cena can't see me. It's taken 3 years, but finally, Angel, you have returned. Angel Reese traded from the Chicago Sky to the Atlanta Dream. And the reaction has been nothing short of hysterical.
The Atlanta Dream thought they were pulling off a blockbuster move, but the internet reacted like someone had just declared pineapple belongs on barbecue ribs. The moment Angel Reese arrived in Atlanta, what should have been a jersey-selling celebration quickly spiraled into a full-blown PR mess. Instead of fans rushing to grab new Dream gear, the online reaction turned into a chaotic mix of outrage, skepticism, and people loudly vowing they wouldn't spend a single dollar supporting the move.
I get a 2027 first-round pick and a 2028 first-round pick. You gave up 2 first-round picks for Angel Reese? What? Okay. Okay. I guarantee you, some people will actually believe in their own little minds that Chicago got fleeced. Yeah. Okay.
That's what makes this story so fascinating, because on paper, none of this should be happening. The Atlanta Dream didn't trade for some unproven rookie still figuring out which basket is hers. They brought in Angel Reese, one of the biggest names in women's basketball. A 2-time WNBA All-Star at just 23 years old. A player who's already built a reputation as one of the league's most marketable stars. Someone whose presence alone usually guarantees headlines, sparks debate, and draws cameras to her every move.
I cannot believe ESPN pays for this type of analysis. Angel Reese is the biggest star in basketball? The same Angel Reese who just hosted a Barbie event in Miami last weekend where no one showed up. Angel Reese isn't even the biggest star in pretend basketball. She is getting outshined in a league where outside of Caitlin Clark, there are no stars. And you expect me to believe Angel Reese is the biggest star in basketball?
Angel Reese arrived from the Chicago Sky with elite production, putting up over 14 points and nearly 13 rebounds per game across her first 2 seasons. In return, the Atlanta Dream paid a steep price, sending 2 future first-round picks in 2027 and 2028 to bring her in.
The fact of the matter is she got traded for almost nothing. The specifics of the trade were that she got traded for a first-round pick in 2027 and a first-round pick in 2028, along with a pick swap that Atlanta gets. So what does that mean? That means specifically that Angel Reese essentially got traded for probably the 12th, 13th, 14th, or maybe 15th pick in the WNBA draft.
Normally, a move like that sends merchandise sales into orbit. Fans flood team stores like it's concert pre-sale day, and websites start wheezing under the pressure. New superstar joins contender usually means packed arenas, sold-out jerseys, and front offices grinning like lottery winners. But this time, the Atlanta Dream got something much stranger. They got backlash. Not just from rival fan bases because they'll boo anything with enough energy and snacks, but from a loud segment of basketball fans who declared the move doomed before Angel Reese had even unpacked her suitcase. Then came the harshest blow. fans openly bragging that they wouldn't buy the merch. And that's where the shirt sales crash narrative really took off. Because jersey sales aren't just about fabric and stitching, they're emotional stock markets. They measure belief. They measure excitement. They show whether fans see a player as the future, or as an expensive argument waiting to happen. In Atlanta's case, too many people treated Reese's arrival less like a celebration and more like a suspicious package left on the porch. Some fans argued the team gave up too much. Others claimed the Dream already had a working formula and didn't need a star who attracts controversy the way lightning finds tall metal poles.
Dream already selling the Angel Reese jerseys. They had a feeling they weren't going to be moving too fast, so you know what they did? They put them on sale. Oh, that's right, folks.
There were even reactions suggesting that Angel Reese's polarizing reputation has started to outweigh her on-court value. The sports version of saying, sure, she scores, rebounds, and dominates, but have you seen how the internet reacts? And react it did. The backlash clearly runs deeper than just basketball strategy. Reese has become one of the most divisive figures in modern women's sports. Nobody brings her in expecting quiet. That's like adopting a peacock and being shocked when it refuses to blend into beige wallpaper. The Atlanta Dream knew exactly what they were doing. You don't acquire a player like Reese for subtlety, you do it because she shifts the entire energy of a franchise. She brings attention, ticket demand, TV buzz, and that rare star gravity teams spend years chasing. And yet, instead of a celebration, her arrival instantly turned into a referendum.
At least we now know she is not a franchise player for any team. Oh, but you got some mad. Oh, if y'all franchise. Whoa, they're mad, boy. They are mad. I'm loving this. I am loving it. Boy, Jeff, F you. Man, the crash out. Thank you for the crash out. Yeah, never seen a franchise tank like this. Oh, this is wild. F Jeff, we free. I wonder how y'all gonna get in the seats now. Y'all wasn't selling out in Chicago with Angel Reese. What the hell are you talking about? How big is that place down there?
And over in Chicago, the mood couldn't have been more different. If Atlanta's reaction sounded like nervous arguing in a crowded restaurant, Chicago's felt more like a long exhale after holding tension for months. The split between Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky had been building beneath the surface for some time. Despite her individual brilliance, the franchise struggled badly, missing the playoffs in both of her seasons and finishing a disappointing 10-34 last year. Reports around the league made it increasingly clear that the relationship had grown strained. So when the trade finally happened, Chicago didn't look like a team devastated by losing a star. They looked like an organization quietly relieved to turn the page. And that detail matters because it reshapes the entire narrative. Teams don't usually move on from a young superstar unless they believe the fit no longer works. That alone gave critics more fuel. To many skeptics, Chicago's willingness to part ways felt like confirmation that something wasn't right. And if they were ready to move on, maybe Atlanta had just inherited a problem dressed up as a headline. That perception quickly spilled into fan behavior. When supporters distrust a move, merchandise stops being just merch. It becomes symbolism. Refusing to buy a jersey is no longer about money. It becomes a statement, a vote, a digital-era protest sign made of empty shopping carts.
What in the hell is going on here? I know ESPN pays these people to polish the turd, but no amount of toxic ass gas will hypnotize people to the point that they believe Angel Reese is the biggest star in basketball. Earlier this afternoon, the Chicago Bravado traded Angel Reese to the Atlanta Dreamers. Now, as you can see, the Dreamers are already dreaming that they landed a major star.
Fans began posting that they would refuse to wear Angel Reese's name in Atlanta Dream colors. Some said the fit felt unnatural. Others insisted she hadn't earned loyalty in the city yet. A few went as far as saying they didn't want her on the team at all, a brutally honest way of saying, please return this superstar to sender. And yet, this is where the backlash starts to look potentially short-lived. Sports fans are famously inconsistent. The same voices declaring in April that they'll never buy a jersey are often the ones screaming in July after a 28-point, 16-rebound performance on national TV. The Dream are betting exactly on that pattern. They're betting that talent eventually overwhelms narrative, that production quiets resentment, and that once Reese starts stacking dominant double-doubles in Atlanta red and blue, the anti-merchandise rebellion will age about as well as a flip phone in a Tesla showroom. And make no mistake, the Atlanta Dream believe this move can reshape their entire future. The front office has already described Reese as a perfect fit for their long-term vision, praising her competitiveness and two-way impact. That level of confidence shows just how central she is expected to be in their next era.
The Angel Reese reaction of her getting the trade is just disingenuous. First of all, Stephen A. Smith, you don't watch the WNBA, you're a joke. Oh, it's a great trade for her. Bro, you don't even know what she does, man. I'm telling you, Stephen A. Smith is a BS artist. Monica McNutt is a joke. This lady said that Chicago Sky wasn't ready for her star power and her vocals. Give me a break. Stop it. Throwing your teams under the bus is not having big vocals or having star power. And if she had star power, they would have kept her on the team.
Angel Reese isn't there to be a side attraction. She's there to become a pillar of Atlanta Dream's championship ambitions. That's why the merchandise storyline matters beyond the humor of angry comments and dramatic online vows. If jersey sales hesitate now, it signals uncertainty, not destiny. It reflects a fanbase unsure whether this bold gamble becomes a masterpiece or a heavily scrutinized experiment playing out in real time. And that uncertainty is exactly what makes the story so compelling. Reese has stepped into Atlanta carrying one of the strangest burdens in modern sports, being both highly valuable and constantly debated. In effect, the Dream haven't just acquired a star player. They've taken on a live experiment in expectations, perception, and performance all at once. For now, Atlanta sits in that uncomfortable middle space where the headlines are loud, the opinions are louder, and the early enthusiasm in the marketplace appears quieter than expected. Meanwhile, in Chicago, the Chicago Sky watch the situation unfold with the calm of an organization that has already turned the page, waiting to see whether the new chapter becomes a breakthrough or just another volatile storyline in the league's ongoing drama cycle. And like most sports sagas, it all circles back to the same truth. Outrage lasts until the first winning streak.
Angel Reese about to be so damn distracted in Atlanta. All these people that just want her to come there to turn up and do all of this and all. You thought Chicago was bad, making her concentrate, doing all the off the court shit instead of being in it. All she gonna do is be out in the ATL turning up with all these people, these terrible celebrities. She gonna be having on her podcast, doing 1,000 episodes here and there with all these goofies doing ratchet turn up activities. Man, she ain't about to be concentrating on hoop.
What makes the situation even more explosive is that Angel Reese isn't stepping into a neutral basketball environment in Atlanta. She's walking into a franchise where expectations have suddenly gone through the roof. Patience is thin, and every rebound, every possession, every small detail will be measured against the noise that followed her arrival. The Atlanta Dream didn't just add a talented forward, they brought in a lightning rod. And now the entire city feels like it's standing outside in the rain, pretending not to notice the thunder. Inside the organization, the gamble is clear. Atlanta is betting that controversy fades the moment the scoreboard starts cooperating. If Reese turns the Dream into a legitimate contender, the same fans currently hesitating will be the first to rewrite the narrative. But if the team struggles, if they drop a few early games, social media will instantly transform into a digital town square filled with amateur general managers demanding answers. That's the burden of a polarizing superstar. Ordinary moments stop being ordinary. A missed layup becomes a headline. A cold shooting night becomes a referendum. And that pressure only intensifies when the initial reaction from parts of the fanbase already feels emotionally detached from the move itself.
Gave the Bravado 2 first-round picks in exchange for Angel Reese. Now, I have seen some on social media pointing out the fact that the Lakers only had to trade 1 first-round pick to get Luka Doncic. But in the WNBA, draft picks aren't nearly as valuable as they are in the NBA, since, there's not a lot of generational talent. To me, though, this is not about what the Atlanta Dreamers had to give up in order to acquire Angel Reese. This is more about the message that the Chicago Bravado sent by trading Angel Reese.
The resistance from parts of the Atlanta Dream fanbase isn't just about basketball fit. It reflects a deeper discomfort with Angel Reese's public image. She plays with swagger, embraces attention, and carries herself like someone fully aware the spotlight is always on her. For supporters, that confidence is magnetic. For critics, it gets labeled as arrogance, often revealing more about perception than performance. Reese has become one of those rare athletes whose style sparks debate before the game even tips off. That tension is exactly why the early merchandise hesitation feels symbolic. It's not just about jerseys, it's about belief, acceptance, and how fans choose to emotionally buy into a player's identity. But if there's one thing that complicates the backlash narrative, it's this. Athletes who thrive under criticism often use that noise as fuel. Reese has been in this cycle before, through college into the WNBA, and during her time with the Chicago Sky. Each time, the pattern has looked familiar. Early skepticism, loud debate, then production on the court. That's what makes this moment so charged. Because if history repeats itself, the outrage won't define the story, the response to it will.